Phobias that people actually have. The term phobia arises from the Greek word phobos, which refers to a fear of something or, more precisely, an irrational dread. We're relatively sure you've heard of arachnophobia, which is a term used to describe a person's dread of spiders, or hygrophobia, which is another word for water phobia.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
19.2 million people in the United States suffer from phobias, with some of the most common including a fear of spiders, snakes, heights, and flying, according to the National Institute of Mental Health. Today, we'll discuss some of the most frightening and strange phobias people suffer from. 10. Turophobia. The fear of cheese is entirely senseless. Yes, certain people on this planet cannot approach a slice of mature cheddar. When the waiter leans over them with Parmesan, they depart quickly. The word tupi comes from the Greek word for cheese, and you already know the rest. In 2016, the English press discussed a university student who suffered from this fear and described her first encounter with cheese as traumatic. However, she did mention that mozzarella was not as frightening as the other cheeses. 9. Omphalophobia. This is the dread of a navel, or what we refer to as the belly button. It may indicate that these individuals are uncomfortable with anyone approaching their belly button or that they panic when they are near another person's navel. This is an essential part of the body since it links us to our mothers. Recently, in 2018, the UK press spotlighted a 25-year-old student doctor who suffers from this fear, with the Daily Mail describing that she suffers panic attacks and is physically ill when she sees someone's navel. In terms of the other way around, she remarked, "When someone touches mine, it feels as if they are touching my insides, and I can feel everything through me." If she doesn't overcome her fear, she may have trouble becoming a doctor. 8. Papaphobia. When some people hear that a guy who likes to wear a white spearhead cap will be in town, they decide to go on vacation. The Pope is the subject of Papaphobia, which is defined as a dread of him. This dread is most likely caused by other worries related to being scared of religious objects. When these individuals see the Pope, their hearts race, they become drenched in sweat, and they get nauseated. Apparently, if they discover the guy, they should take a Xanax or some other type of anti-anxiety medication right away. 7. Nomophobia. It's strange, but it is becoming increasingly popular among youngsters. It refers to a state of fear, whether you're afraid of being without your phone or a lack of power or even losing access to the internet. According to today's psychology, some people are so anxious about being without it that they bathe with it, sleep with it, and even carry it around. In reality, cell phone addiction has acquired a lot of attention in the media, but some people may be shocked to learn that they are afraid of being without their phones. According to a recent survey of over 2,100 people in the United Kingdom, 58% of males and 47% of females are afraid of this phobia. The problem of nomophobia is most severe in the United States, where 66% of all phone users are affected. The Guardian in 2017 claimed that being disconnected from the smartphone raises heart rate and blood pressure, generates anxiety, and is generally felt by users like drug addicts do when first entering withdrawal. These screenagers have put their entire existence into this little bleeping box, and as most experts will tell you, it's designed to be addictive like anything else. Welcome to the new world of digital narcotics. 6. Ephebiphobia. It's something people are talking about when it comes to smartphone addicts. Some individuals have a phobia of them. Yes, Ephebiphobia is an unfounded dread of youngsters or teenagers in general. We don't believe sufferers require proof of identification before they begin experiencing sweats. In every generation, those older people are complaining about today's youth, claiming they don't respect this or that. In U.S. comedian Doug Stanhope's opinion, the digital generation isn't careless enough. However, this dislike for our adorable kids appears to rise. The Guardian interviewed a 16-year-old who claimed, "I've had people attempt to cross the road to avoid me. However, it was due to the age-old terror of kids being violent towards elderly persons." Kids these days are the target of moral panic, with elders scolding them for being unrestrained and oversensitive until it's time for some individuals not to want to be in the presence of youngsters. But this appears to be a problem that has plagued every generation. According to one of the first publications on the topic from the 1980s, nearly every generation of young people has been upbraided for being out of control or deviant in some manner. Degenerative conditions in the young have been documented in nearly every preceding decade. According to him, Doug Stanhope despises the young because they aren't aberrant enough. 5. Phagophobia. Phagophobia is an intense fear of swallowing. It can be a standalone phobia or a symptom of another anxiety disorder, such as agoraphobia or social anxiety disorder. People with phagophobia may worry that they will choke or suffocate on food or liquids. They may also worry about aspirating food or beverages into their lungs. As a result, they may avoid eating or drinking in public or in front of other people. Phagophobia can have a significant impact on quality of life, as it can make it difficult to eat and drink normally. The amount of study on this must indicate that it is pretty prevalent. A person's throat muscles will flex and spasm during a panic attack, closing the throat and expelling any unwanted things from the mouth, according to one website. This might entail meals, water, or medicine, so it's critical. Therapy is the solution. 4. Triskaidekaphobia. It is the dread of number 13. This could also be numerophobia, which is an acute dread of numbers. Tetraphobia is another common phobia, which refers to a person's fear of the number 4. But what does the number 13 represent? It is considered a superstition in many cultures and can be traced back to ancient times. The origins of the fear are unclear, but it may be related to a fear of bad luck or misfortune. In some cultures, 13 is considered a lucky number, while others are seen as unlucky. For some, this may mean avoiding buildings with the number 13 in their address or never sitting in row 13 on an airplane. While the fear may seem irrational, it can have a tangible impact on a person's life. 3. Ablutophobia. Ablutophobia is known as the fear of washing or bathing. It is a specific phobia characterized by excessive anxiety and avoidance of the feared stimulus. People with ablutophobia may experience anxiety just thinking about water or being near water. In some situations, the fear may be so severe that the person cannot bathe or wash their hands. It can have a remarkable impact on a person's quality of life, as it can make everyday activities difficult or impossible. Fear of bathing is more common in youngsters than adults, although it was widespread throughout Europe a few hundred years ago. It's been linked to traumatic experiences as a kid when bathing these days. 2. Dextrophobia. The exact cause of dextrophobia is unknown, but it is thought to be linked to a traumatic event or a family history of anxiety disorders. According to one source, it's linked to obsessive-compulsive personality disorder, and sufferers will tend to clutter their houses or workplaces all the way left. They dislike being to the left of others and even hate driving in the left lane. Others may have levophobia, which is a dread of things moving to the left of them. If someone has both phobias, they are in a lot of danger. 1. Phobophobia. After seeing this program, you might be able to argue that our previous phobia makes sense, so it's the proper way to finish. It implies the fear of having a phobia. So, if you don't have a fear now that you never had, you might acquire one in the future. It appears to be a panic attack from the description. The anxiety arises in the unconscious and triggers a sensation of dizziness, worry, and tension. Their heart will race, they will sweat, and something terrible is about to happen. People who suffer from anxiety disorder may experience panic at any moment since they are always afraid of developing a phobia for anything they enjoy. It's a little strange, but it's one of the most prevalent phobias on the list. We'll leave you with this quote from Franklin D. Roosevelt: "All we have to fear is fear itself." We'll finish things off with this saying: "All we have to be afraid of is fear itself." Franklin D. Roosevelt once said, "Isn't that the truth?" So, do any of you suffer from a phobia?
Thank you for watching.